Welcome everybody to another tier list, and this is going to be very small. It is the games I played this year in my ranking, and I've already taken the liberty of putting these games in their ranking. So I got special, alright, and boring. Very self-explanatory there. And the only game I'm going to start off with here that reached the top tier is Oblivion Remastered, with the asterisk beside it, because I'm going to talk about some other things after these games. It's the same game. You're not getting any extras with it, but it had really good graphics. Kept a lot of the voice acting. I don't recall playing through it if they changed any of the voices. Don't. It's been a while since I played Oblivion, so um, I like the original Game of the Year edition of Oblivion, the old one where the Mage's Tower, and I think can't remember what other DLC it was that didn't work. Here, everything's there, everything works. You don't go to Kvatch or the whole game, and you don't unlock Oblivion Gates if you want to play it that way. It's kind of like in Skyrim if you don't further the story after Light Run. Where you go to if you played Skyrim. I was gonna say Sky Oblivion. You don't go to the tower where you meet the first dragon, then the dragons won't show up unless you actually go to dragon lairs and fight them. So that's still in there. Some of the glitches from the original Oblivion they kept in there on purpose there, which is hilarious. But yeah, Oblivion Remastered was a surprise. It was really good, very large in 100 gigs for my hard drive, but played through it. I enjoyed it. It's still a fun game. Did the Razor quest. I love that one. It's long, but it's cool. You end up at the end, you get the dagger that can one shot anything on a small percentage, but still cool. But yeah, that's the only game this year that reached top level. Moving down to all right is Tainted Grail, Fallen Kingdom, if I recall the whole name. It's pretty much a Bethesda role playing game ripoff. Um, the controls are good. The story is interesting. They have kind of like a few little things in there that differentiates itself from the Bethesda titles, but overall, it is a Skyrim clone of sorts. Um, it's still really developing itself. I haven't heard anything about DLCs. Its replayability, like Oblivion and Skyrim, is there. Um, the character creation is decent enough. It kind of does its own thing, I guess, to sort of be different than the Bethesda games. But overall, it is a clone of an RPG. But still fun, playable. Magic is really neat. Some of the quest lines are cool. The story's cool. The graphics are there. Most of it's good. Some of it's meh. But overall, I think Tainted Grail was decent. And it has. They're going to do any extra DLC or anything for that, I'd be interested. But we'll see. Now, the bottom four. I just did a review of Silent Hill F. I'm not going to go over what I said in the review, but it was a disappointing game. Creatures are cool, story's interesting and weird. It has a lot of the Silent Hill weirdness in it, but it has mostly combat for me, and it didn't feel more open like the previous Silent Hill games, and it felt like a side Silent Hill story rather than a main Silent Hill story. So disappointing for me. And moving on, Avowed was a big disappointment this year from Obsidian. It was like pretty to look at. Um, Casting spells is cool, but your companions suck, and in my opinion, and um, don't like the story in it. The main story, you can't attack NPCs. You feel limited to it. It felt a lot of felt like it was going to be like an online thing. It just has template elements in there, but they stripped those out. It feels like it, or felt like it, because it was such a disappointing game. Waiting all these years for it to come out. I remember the first trailer for it way back when, and it was like I was down, and then to actually play it, uh, yeah, I know, forgettable. Elden Ring, Night Rain. I'm putting an asterisk to this. The reason it's in boring is because it's not my style of game. Like I'm multiplayer, fast paced, kind of fight here, go here type of thing. It's not my thing. But I understand the appeal. If I like these kind of games, it would be obviously higher ranking and top level for me. I do realize why it's very popular and everything, but I don't like the time thing with the circle shrinking on you and having to rush everything. And I don't know, I feel a level up thing is weird, but I understand why they did it because, it's a fast, go, go, go kind of game. Um, Graphics are cool. Bosses are cool. Tough as hell. I get the appeal of it, but it's just not a game type for me. That's why I put an asterisk besides this for that game, that I understand its appeal. So, but I did play it. So, not to say I didn't enjoy parts of it. I did. So, and then Assassin's Creed Shadows, another disappointing game. When you dealing with ninjas and stuff and you disappoint me, you piss me off, and that's what this game did. I should have known, because like Valhalla, I wasn't impressed with either, even though like it's set in the Viking thing. I didn't like the story and the elements in that game, and same thing with the Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's just like no thanks. Ubisoft is just pretty much cut and paste stuff from Assassin's Creed Origins, Assassin's Creed Odyssey to Valhalla and Shadows, minus a few things. There are a few tweaks. Other than that, it's pretty much the same crap. Okay. Um, really didn't like the main characters. The story, it was that's what made Assassin's Creed Origins, Assassin's Creed Odyssey really good. The story, the main characters, you really invest into those. And then Valhalla, I didn't. The same with Shadows, I didn't. And if I'm not invested in the main characters in the story, I really don't give a shit what happens in it. Um, and that's very, very unfortunate. Uh, Ubisoft's track record for me is tarnished, especially after playing Shadows, and I'm like, done. Um, The only company really at this point that hasn't disappointed, and honestly, I could say, is From Software with their Dark Soul like games. Playing Elden Ring made me go back and play Dark Souls 3 again, and beat the DLC and all that. And I can't really go back and play Dark Souls 2 and 1 because I don't know, I find them dated. I tried, but it just, yeah, there's Dark Souls 2 though. No, I can't. um, uh, uh, I did not even finish it. It's just a piss off of a game. There's too many annoyances, like even beyond the hard level difficulty. No, uh, to be all honest, like Dark Souls 1 remastered. I don't know. Dark Souls 3 is the best one for me because it has still the mechanics of Elder Scrolls, Elden Ring in there. For mechanics, it is kind of more linear, but little still open world where you can bounce between the different areas you can go to and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, From Software is really the only comic game company at this point that like hasn't been a disappointment. They come out with a game, they come out with a single player game, they don't have bullshit microtransactions and all that nonsense, and they really focus in on delivering a game itself rather than a lot of these other companies where it's just a cut and paste thing like Ubisoft seems to do. So those are my rankings and picks for the games I did play this year. I don't know why Son of the Left showed up twice in there. That's what that is there. But finishing off the video really quickly is that well, last year was pretty much solidifying my dislike for consoles. This year really nailed that home for me. I'm done with consoles. I'm done with the console war. I have no intention of buying any new consoles coming out. They're overpriced and expensive as hell. Games are overpriced and expensive as hell. Why the hell should I be paying $100 for a stupid game? It's a video game. I don't care what it is or how good it is. It's insane to be that priced. Okay. Two, a lot of these games are becoming more and more large with 100 gigabytes of space that they need when, like, you have indie games that are far less than that are much better in playing. AAA games to me have fallen off a cliff. They're either remaster, remakes, all this stuff. Like, I love Final Fantasy Tactics there, but I own the game and I play that disc through my USB CD drive on an emulator because I have the games that I can do that. Discs work in the emulators as long as you have the USB disc for that and as long as the program can do that. Because I don't own the consoles and I'm not about to search and down and rebuy PlayStation 2 and all that because I had a PlayStation 2 there I got from a Hawk store the last time and it broke. And I'm like, fuck this. Like, what the hell? So that's how it is. I'd rather play my actual own copy of Final Fantasy Tactics because I own the thing and it works. Sure, the remastered has uh, you know, different tweaks and all that, all good, but I'm not about to pay $60 for it when I think it's worth maybe 20 or less because it's the same bloody game, just with a different coat of paint. But these AAA games at like $100 and everything is ridiculous, and they're gigabyte size, and the console wars of all the consoles going up in price and all the console games going up. No, thank you. I'm done with that. As long as Steam has their sales throughout the year, especially around Christmas time, when new games that all through the year become like cheaper price and they're affordable, sure, let's stick with Steam with that. And because there's not a lot of innovation there in AAA games there anymore, really, um, you can see here 6 games all year that I played from years gone past when it would have been maybe 15, 20. Quite a difference. It's not just the price thing. And a lot of the only game on here that I didn't get from friends or a gift card was Tainted Grail that I paid, and wasn't even that expensive at the time I bought it. All the rest were from my gift cards are friends of mine for the game codes and stuff, and it's like cool because I'm not willing to spend that much on high games. Night Rain, from what I remember, was like $40 or something. But um, I can't. Yeah, I think it was. But I'm glad I didn't for the bottom four. I didn't pay full price for actually spend my money on because they're a waste of time. And I would have been left with those like in my library. I am now, but they were a waste of time. And it would have been a waste of my money had I actually spent money on them. And that's how I feel with the AAA games. At this point, I'm going indie games on Steam. They're a lot cheaper, and honestly, they're a lot more fun because they're innovative. Where AAA titles are all corporation fat cats, and they just put out the same shit over and over and over and over again. Okay, so anyway, enough of that. Um, Small tier list today, but hope you like it. And in the comments, let me know what were your top games there and what were your most disappointing games of the year. I'd like to know. Give me a thumbs up and and subscribe to my channel. And the more views you get, it makes me know that people are actually watching my content. It helps the channel. I'm always happy with all the subscribers I do have, and I am rebuilding this channel from the catastrophe that was before, but that's a whole other topic for another day. Um, so yeah, see you in the next video.